Hey there, how are you? We wrap up the week. We get you ready for the World Series, game one, coming up in about an hour. We get you ready for the Kings and the Lakers tomorrow and the rest of the weekend in sports. All right, so let's get to last night's Kings game. I mentioned this on my rants today. Uh, there are a lot of positives, in my opinion, last night that I saw. Uh, First game, really good team, 117, 115. If the Kings could play that way on most nights, they're going to win a lot of games. And they're going to be in a situation where right now they're on their way to Los Angeles. They can watch the Lakers play tonight against the Suns. They have an advantage tomorrow, second night of a back-to-back. And there's a lot to like for the Kings in the matchup against the Lakers based on what we saw last year. I mean, they owned the Lakers. They swept them. They were able to control Anthony Davis, who was a monster in game one against Minnesota the other night. I mean, he was great. He was outstanding. So, listen, I understand it's a loss at home. I understand there are a lot of people that are bummed out. You know, I get all of that. I really do. But I saw a lot of positives. I know a lot of people are getting on Fox. You know, I get it. He's making a fortune. I understand. It's pro sports. Criticism's part of the game. I don't have a problem with criticism. You know me. I don't mind criticizing anybody when it's just. Am I going to criticize De'Aaron Fox for last night? I'm not. You know, I'm not. I mean, again, the Kings lost by 2 points to a really, really good team. You know, could I criticize Sabonis and Monk missing free throws in a critical stretch of the game towards the last 2 minutes? Yes. I love what I saw from DeMar DeRozan. I know a lot of people thought there was too much ISO ball. I was okay with it last night. I thought Keegan Murray was outstanding last night. You know, the issue with the Kings right now, when I say right now, I mean, other than Monk, is their bench. You know, their bench has got to play better. And I'll tell you something else that's very fair to criticize. Is Mike Brown putting Kevin Huerter in the starting lineup when he had absolutely no playing time in the preseason or for the latter part of last season because of the shoulder injury? He was not good, right? Look at his stat line. So I can criticize that. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. But it's one game, and you lost to a really good team. You lost to a really good team. So big picture, I'm okay. All right, how about the Rams last night? Getting off the mat, they're right back in contention in the NFC West because of, really, it's not a very good division this year. The 49ers look like they're going to have Deebo Samuel on the field on Sunday night against the Cowboys. That's good news. He went through practice again. Now, he is officially listed as questionable, all right? He's listed as questionable, but I've got to believe that he's going to play based on getting through practice today and yesterday. No Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. Third straight game. That's a big loss for them. They are not the same team without Parsons on the field. Niners need to win this game. Doesn't matter how they win it, but they need to win this game because they've already had their little bugaboos. And when I'm looking at the standings right now in the NFC West, I'm looking at San Francisco, if you can believe this. They're in last place. Seattle 4-3. Then you have Arizona, the Rams, and the Niners, but because of tiebreakers, they're technically in last place. Now, they have beat Seattle already, so that's big. But they cannot afford to lose this game. Dallas has a big game, too. Dallas is not playing well. And they got a buffoon owner. Who knows what he's going to do if they lose? Listen, I like Washington right now. They're 5-2. Philly's 4-2. And Dallas coming off a bye is 3-3. All right, you look at the schedule. Again, the Rams win last night. Then you have the rest of the schedule looks like this. Philadelphia is at Cincinnati. Cleveland hosts Baltimore. Tennessee's at Detroit. Arizona travels to Miami. The Jets are at New England. Boy, how big of a game is this for a Jets against a bad New England team? If the Jets lose this game, oh my goodness. Falcons are in Tampa against the injury-depleted Bucks. Green Bay at Jacksonville. Houston home against Indianapolis. New Orleans is at the Chargers. Buffalo all the way across the country in Seattle. Carolina at Denver. Chiefs and Raiders from Vegas. Bears are going to travel to Washington. And I told you Dallas, San Francisco, in the Monday night game, the Giants prevent offense against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. There you have it. That's your schedule in the National Football League. All right, if you want to get in on the program, you can do so. Give me a call. Here's your link. I'll put you on. We could have some fun. And again, give me a shout right here on If You Don't Like That. Give me some thoughts on the Kings last night. Seriously. I want to know how you feel. Are you like I am? Are you disappointed? Where are you at? Adam, yeah, Herter starting was bizarre, in my opinion. John, how are you, buddy? He says 49ers and Cowboys both see this as a get-right game. I'm with you on that. It is kind of a get-right game. For a road team when you have to travel that far. So it's a very challenging obstacle. I'll put it to you that way. It's a long flight, short week, 2-hour time difference. It's a brutal trip for a team on a quick week, Thursday Night Football. It really is. Very, very difficult. All right, again, if you want to give me a call, we can do so. I'm not going to go that long today. What about the interest in the World Series? Again, both teams loaded with stars. Are you watching the World Series? Do you care about the World Series? I mean, I know it's the World Series, but thank you for saying my audio cut out there a little bit. It's good now? It's okay now? You have interest in the World Series? You're going to watch it? What are your thoughts on the World Series? Is it must-see TV? Will you watch it if you're at home? Where are you at with the World Series? I'm watching it because I'm a Yankees fan, although I didn't watch a lot of baseball this year, so I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon this year, even though I've been a lifelong Yankees fan. I don't like the way the game is played. I don't like the way the game is played. It's too specialized. I don't like the starting pitching being 5 innings and out of the game. I don't enjoy all the pitching changes. I don't enjoy all the strikeouts. I do like the pitch clock. I do like no shift. You know, there are certain things that I think have made the game better, but there are also a lot of areas that I still think baseball lacks. And for me, the biggest issue is the ball's not in play enough. Now, that may not be the case with these two teams, but that's been my biggest issue. The ball is not play enough. So, where you have it. John says, I'm in the same boat, Grant. Lifelong Dodgers fan, just starting to watch the postseason over the last few weeks. Yep. To be honest, Patrick says I'm probably going to watch game 2 after work. Really early tomorrow, but not must watch. Looking towards the Knicks tonight. And of course, Patrick lives in New York. Despite the World Series being a dream matchup for MLB, doesn't seem like America really even cares. No hype. except for LA, New York fans. You know why that is? And you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Everybody knows that the Dodgers and the Yankees play with an unfair deck because they have the biggest payrolls. And so they should be here, right? They got the most money to spend. They have the highest paid players. That doesn't always equate into winning, but I think a lot of people are going, big deal, right? But there is big time star power in this game. That you have to understand. You know, you have Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Soto. We'll see. Says, I won't watch a bit of it. I don't hate baseball, but I'm just not going to watch it on TV. If I go to this game or I go to the game, fine, but it is not enjoyable on TV. The world is all about quick hits in the media. Said, doesn't happen as often as it should based on the payroll. Agreed, you know. Riley, I did post a link already, but I'll be happy to do it again, my friend. All right. There you have it one more time. Posting a link for you folks. You also got the QR code above my shoulder. So there you have it. You got the link right there. Give me a call. Be happy to talk to you. All right. Also happy to talk every podcast about New Works Plumbing. They're awesome. They're available 24/7 for all of your plumbing needs and repairs. Just go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call that number on your screen. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. And again, don't worry, middle of the night, they'll be there for you if you have an issue, you have an emergency. For all of your plumbing needs and repairs, it's sackserviceplumbing.com. Got brunch plans this weekend? How about Bennett's? Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com, make a reservation for their outstanding weekend brunch. Prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. You'll love it. They're awesome. Just go to bennettsrestaurants.com, make a reservation. Get down there tomorrow and Sunday and enjoy their weekend brunch. Kings, Lakers tomorrow. Rhino with the pregame show. Jerry Reynolds will join us at halftime. And then Ryan will join me on the postgame show. Says the link did not come up on your end. When you say it didn't come up, you mean you hit it and nothing happened? There you have it. There's the link again. I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't work, I apologize. But that's the link for the show. If it doesn't work, I guess we're not taking calls today. And John, you know, I would love to know what you're cooking tonight. John, Mr. Gourmet Chef, always eating great quality food at home, cooking out. Excuse me. Good job right there. Will Herter get his shot back? Well, if not, he's not going to be playing that much. All right? That's for sure. He won't be playing that much if that's the case. Again, if the link does work, give me a call and we can talk. If not, don't sweat it, all right? You know, I can ramble here and take questions off the chat line, and we can go that way. I still think the Kings are fine. And when I mean, I know a lot of people got upset, you know, about the preseason and, you know, everything else. So I'm not worried about it, all right? I'm not worried about it at all. I'm really not. All right, Rhino just said you need to scan the QR to call. It works. Do you know how to do that? See it right above my shoulder? You just scan that code. I would think by now, 2024, most people know how to scan a QR code. Even Jerry Reynolds. I bet you if I have Jerry Reynolds on tomorrow, Ryan can help me remember this, okay? I bet you Jerry knows how to scan a QR code. Hey, you know what else I want to tell you? We got new merch available in the team store. Here's the website. All right. If you don't like that.com, check it out. If you don't like that.com, go to shop and that will take you right to the link to my team store. I got new merch available. Get you new merch. Get ready for the season. If you don't like that.com. All right. Let's roll. Get you new merch. Let's go. Happy to be able to put new merch out, and I want to thank Ryan and Max and a whole bunch of others for helping us out on that endeavor. All right. Really happy to have it. So back to the World Series for a minute. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate that. If I were not a Yankees fan, I would not be watching the World Series. I wouldn't watch it. Okay? So I'm being very honest. I'm watching the World Series because the Yankees are in it. If it weren't for the Yankees, I probably would not watch it. And I say probably. I can't say definitively. I mean, if I were at home and there wasn't a lot on, I might watch an inning or two. But without the Yankees in it, I probably would not watch it. You know, I'm going to watch a lot of football this weekend, a lot of college football tomorrow, NFL on Sunday. That's where my mindset is. You know, obviously the NBA with the Kings tomorrow against the Lakers. And again, remember, we have all the coverage with the pregame, halftime with Jerry Reynolds, and postgame show with the NBA. So I'll be watching that. But I'm watching mostly football this weekend. All right, mostly football. Speaking of what I'm watching this weekend, a couple games are underway in the NBA, as John says, huge pork loin, grilled onions, corn, potatoes, and asparagus. John, you're killing me. All right. Magic and Nets are underway. Sixers and Raptors. The Hornets play the Hawks. The Pistons are taking on the Cavs. Pacers are at the Garden to play the Knicks. Memphis in Houston. Bulls and Bucks from Milwaukee. The Warriors are at the Jazz. The Suns take on the Lakers. The Pelicans are in Portland. All right, Peter wants to know, any thoughts on the Sutter Health Park staying as grass for the 2025 season? 82 MLB and 75 minor league games. Yeah, guess what? It's not football, it's baseball. They should be playing on grass. All right, and in an environment like Sacramento, and with all the water they're going to use on their field, if you can't keep the field in good shape, then I mean it's baseball, right? It's freaking baseball. It's baseball. You know, it's not football. Like, what's the big deal? Seriously. Like, you can't keep the grass good with baseball being played on it every day? Like, why? Why? The infielders are on the dirt. The outfielders are, 50 yards apart, standing around on grass, running occasionally. Yeah, you get a couple of balls, hit hard off the grass that might chew up a little piece. So then you fix it. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Zion Williamson playing tonight. All right, I did not know that. Good. We'll see. After losing DeJounte Murray, they need him. All right. Hey, Grant, it's Jay. Can I join the show? Yeah, Jay, hit the QR code above my shoulder. Scan the QR code. That will give you the link, and you can call the show. Very easy to do. Yes, you can. Be happy to have you. All right? Be happy to have you. Hey, don't forget about Sunrise Landing, Calusa's newest residential community. All right? You get all the information you need by going to calusasunrise.com, and you can check out Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development. Now, remember, there's no Melrose at Sunrise Landing, no homeowners. It's adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. Good access to the major arteries, so it's easy to get to. Check out Sunrise Landing in Calusa. And again, all you need to do is go to calusasunrise.com, and you'll get all the information you need on Sunrise Landing. World Series, Game 1, coming up for you in a little bit. All right? Then tomorrow, we will be talking Kings basketball as they take on the LA Lakers. I would say this about tomorrow's game. With the Lakers playing tonight, and the fact that the Kings beat the Lakers 4 times last year, I know the Kings fans very well, and I know how this works. If the Kings lose tomorrow, and I don't think they will, If the Kings lose tomorrow, we're going to have a hell of a post-game show. There's going to be a lot of negativity. There's going to be like, I told you so. Told you the preseason wasn't a fluke. Told you Fox isn't a supermax guy. I don't think Fox is a supermax guy anyway. So I don't really, he's not a supermax guy. And I would think the chances of him being first, second, or third all NBA team are not very good. I just don't see it. But I think he's a good player. Is he like a great player? No, he's not a great player because he's a little bit too inconsistent, but he's a very good player. Right? Can we agree on that? He's a very good player. Maybe not great, but he's very good. I just think he gets, and I get it. You're making a lot of money. You're the quarterback. You're the quarterback of a team. You're going to receive the criticism when things don't go well, or you don't shoot well, or this or that. That's part of the deal. Comes with the territory. I don't have a problem with it. I do not have a problem with it. You want to criticize him? Criticize him. But I can tell you if I don't think it's just. I can tell you if I think it's not right. But I think the Kings will win tomorrow. I love their matchup with the Lakers. Again, the Lakers are playing tonight against the Suns team, so you know that's going to be a hell of a game. That's going to require, big minutes for LeBron and Anthony Davis and the rest of their regulars. Okay, that's going to be, and they're going to have to really put forth a lot of energy in the game tonight. So, how do I see the World Series going? The Lakers have history going against them, not winning for so long. Both lineups are unbelievably potent. I don't know, Riley. I have not. I just hope it's a really good World Series. All right. How do I feel about DeMar inbounding on the last play? I mentioned that on the postgame show last night. The Kings were out of timeout, so the first thing you need to do is get the ball in. There was enough time if they had slept off him to give him the ball back. The only problem is he's not a three-point shooter, so that didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I was a little surprised, to be honest with you. I mean, if he's your fourth quarter option with Fox, it's easier to take one guy out of the play than it is two plays. But the other issue is, in that situation, not all the time, but a lot of time, you're probably going to get a three-point shot because of the time on the clock and the fact that the inbounds defender is trying to push you in a certain way in terms of where you throw the ball. So in that situation with that much time on the clock, DeRozan's probably not your option anyway, because more times than not, you're going to get a three in that situation. Not all the time, but a lot of times. And he's not that guy that you are going to set up a game-winning shot from three. So, I know I'm going back and forth on this, but at first I thought it was a little odd, and then after I thought about it, and then you have to inbound the ball too. All right? All right, here's one. Grant, I got to tell you, I did not like Mike Brown playing Herter in the starting lineup over Keon. It Doug McDermott in important minutes. I agree with you. I didn't like it either. I didn't like it. I don't know how you start a guy who hasn't played at all in months. That was very surprising to me. Ryan made this point last night, and he's spot on. Mike's pretty loyal. I think that's loyalty to a veteran. That's what I think. But I was a little surprised. Very fair point. Fair. That's fair. All right. Jay says, your QR code just brings me to your website, not a Restream link to join. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We'll take calls tomorrow on the postgame show. All right. Thank you very much for trying, though. I do appreciate that. Not a big deal. I can roll the show anyway, but appreciate it. Don't forget, tomorrow on the postgame show, A Rant with Grant, and it is brought to you by EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. This is a long overdue new concept. No obligation to any franchise or big corporation. Just two people, David and Adam, trying to do something different and better. Now, here's what they'll do. All right. They offer new vehicle brokerage. They also offer vehicle consignments where they sell your vehicle for you. And of course, they can buy your car and they sell pre-owned vehicles. You will take delivery at their auto lounge in El Dorado Hills at the town center. You don't ever have to go to a dealership. You don't have to talk to a salesperson. You're not getting pressured by a manager. You're not getting pushed into the F&I office. It really is a new concept that is awesome. Here's the website. Check it out for more information and give David and Adam a call. info@edhmotors.com. That's info@edhmotors.com. EDH Motors, automotive reimagined. Kings, Lakers tomorrow. I'm thinking the Kings are going to win this game tomorrow. I'm going to say they score 125. I think the Kings win this game tomorrow 125 to 112. What do you think? I think the Lakers are going to be fatigued. They are playing a team that is going to extend them for 48 minutes. The Kings match up very well. Anthony Davis struggles against Sacramento. So I think the Kings win tomorrow. And of course, we'll have it on the post game. Hope so. You know, it'd be nice to get that W and get that road portion of the schedule off to a good start. And I would also think, by the way, the Kings are pretty confident. They played pretty well. You know, they had that drought where, you know, Minnesota went on that run towards the end of the third, fourth. Kings went cold for a couple minutes. That's all it takes in an NBA game. All right? It's just the way it have it. Fox scoring 15 points is not going to cut it. He has to be the engine in the fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards took over. Fox has to be capable to do the same. Don't necessarily disagree. But remember, you have DeMar DeRozan, who's also a fourth quarter guy. But I understand your point. He does have to score more than 15. I think that's fair. All right? I think it's fair. I think that's fair. I'm okay with that. I would agree with you. He does have to score more than 15. And more than that, it's shooting percentage, right? It's shooting percentage. But I think that's a very fair point. Very fair point. All right, so tomorrow, pregame with Ryan, Jerry Reynolds at halftime, postgame show. Love it. All right, now, when you look at the Kings' schedule coming up after the Lakers, home Monday against Portland, then a road trip that begins on Tuesday in Salt Lake City against the Jazz, at Atlanta, next night at Toronto, right? Friday and Saturday. Close out the road trip against Miami, and then you fly all the way across the country, and you only have one day off before you take on Toronto again. And we know what happens with the Kings after road trips to the East Coast. They stink. All right? So that's your schedule coming up. That next homestand has Toronto, the Clippers. Then you're right back out on the road for the Suns and the Spurs. Then you come home and take on Phoenix and Minnesota and Utah. So it's going to be an interesting stretch. Got to get back on track. Got to win tomorrow. Jay says, I don't care how well the Kings play. There are no moral victories here. I have high expectations for this group. I'm not saying there are moral victories, but what I'm saying is you didn't lose to the Raptors last night. You lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that most people project as 1, 2, or 3 in the West. And you lost by 2 points. And you had a chance to win the game. I'm just saying I agree with you about moral victories in the NBA, but I'm looking at it as more positives than negatives. That's how I would phrase last night's game. More negatives, or excuse me, more positives than negatives. And if you disagree, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a moral victory. All I'm saying is I saw a lot of good things. And I'm fine with saying that. I saw a lot of good things. All right, World Series, enjoy game one. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get ready for my weekend. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It really helps with the analytics and all the algorithms. I don't know how the hell it works, but hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Pre-game with Rhino tomorrow, halftime with Jerry Reynolds, and post-game show. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you. Been a great week right here on If You Don't Like That. And check out the team store on my website, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. Go to the shop, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com, and check out the new merch. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.